Salutations and welcome to the farm, and welcome to my craft room in my 1902 farmhouse. My name is Alicia with Country Mama Musings, and we are going to be working today on week 31, the check stitch for our Heirloom Afghan crochet along. This will be worked in color C, so grab color C, whatever you've determined that to be for your Afghan and your size H crochet hook, and let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the end of my pull out here, and we're going to start with a slip knot, making sure you leave yourself a nice long tail to sew in later so your work doesn't accidentally come undone. Go ahead and get your work onto your hook, and let's start with our beginning chain. For this block, we're going to chain 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24, 25, and 26. So there's our chain of 26. Let's move on to row 1. We're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook and in each chain across, remembering not to count the loop that's on your hook. Here's 1, 2, 3. This is our 4th chain right here. We're going to double crochet right there into that chain. There we go. Now you notice the ones that we skipped, that creates almost a double crochet. It's kind of a faux double crochet right here at the end. We're not counting that yet, but here we've got this here. We're going to go crochet across, and I'll meet you at the end. Make sure you crochet in each one double crochets. And now we're down here to the end of row 1. We've got 1 chain left. Let's go ahead and place a double crochet in there. There we go. And according to our pattern, we're to have 24 double crochets now. Let's count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and these chains that we skipped at the beginning, those count as our double crochet 24. So make sure you include that when you're counting your stitches. These ones we skipped takes the place of a double crochet. All right, let's move on to row 2. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to single crochet in our first double crochet, which is right here. We're going to place a single crochet, making sure that when we go through the stitch, we get both the front loop and the back loop. Pulling our yarn through and pulling through both loops there. That completes our single crochet in our first double crochet. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip the next double crochet and single crochet in the space before the next double crochet. So we're going to skip this double crochet right here, and we're going to single crochet in the space before this next double crochet. So right here, we're going to place a single crochet right there. Not working in the stitch, but working in the space. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip the next 2 double crochet. So we're skipping this one and skipping this one, and we're going to place a single crochet in the space before the next one. So here's our next one right here in this space. We're going to place our hook in that space right there and complete a single crochet. There we go, right, just like that. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to continue that all the way down. We're going to skip 1, skip 2, so skip this first double crochet, skip the next double crochet. Here's our next double crochet, but in that space right before it, we're going to place our hook, pull our yarn through, and complete a single crochet. Chain 2, 1, 2. Skip 1, skip 2. We're going to go into the space before the third one right there and pull our yarn through and complete a single crochet. Chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip 1, skip 2, going into the space before the third, grabbing our yarn and pulling it through and completing a single crochet. chain 2, 1, 2, skip 1, skip 2, going into the space before the third and completing a single crochet, chain 2, skip 1, skip 2, going into the space before the third, completing a single crochet, chain 2. And I'm just going to complete that down here to the end of the row, and I'll meet up with you right here. We're here to the end, and I have 4 double crochet left because remember these chains that we skipped over, this makes a double crochet. Skipping 1, skipping 2, and I'm going to go right here in between the space here and complete a single crochet. I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to go right here to this chain up 3 that counted as our double crochet, and I'm going to single crochet into the top of that right here, single crochet. Now according to our pattern, we should have 12 chain 2 spaces. Let's count those. Here's our beginning where we chained 1 and turned. We're right here. We should have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We are right on track for where we need to be. Let's continue on. For row 3, we're going to chain 3 and turn. 1, 2, and 3, and turning our work. We're going to double crochet in the first chain 2 space. So here's our chain 2 space. I'm going to place a double crochet right in there. And then we're going to double crochet twice. We're going to do 2 double crochet in each chain 2 space across. There's no chains in between. We're just going to double crochet 2 across. So here we go. Here's 2 double crochet in this chain 2 space. Here's our next chain 2 space right here. We're going to place 2 double crochet in there. 1 and 2. Here's our next chain 2 space. 2 double crochet in there. And I'm going to continue that until we get to the end, and I'll meet up with you right before I get to the end to see how we finish off this row. So we're here to the end of row 3, and we've got our last chain 2 space right here. We're going to place 1 double crochet in that last chain 2 space right there. And then we're going to complete another double crochet right here in this beginning single crochet right here to kind of finish off that row. So as we look at our row, in the beginning we chained 3 and did 1 double crochet. At the end we did 1 double crochet, and then we did a double crochet here in our single crochet. That evens that out. Okay, and once again we should have 24 stitches across. Now for the rest of our block, what we're going to do is we're going to repeat rows 2 and rows 3 until our block is approximately 7 inches square. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat row 2 and 3 just one more time so we get the knack of it. We're here at the end of row 3. We're going to do row 2 again. So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. We're going to single crochet in the first double crochet right there. There's our single crochet. We're going to chain 2. 1, 2. We're going to skip the next double crochet right here. And we're going to place a single crochet right here in the space before we get to the next double crochet. Here's our single crochet. We're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Skip 1, skip 2, and into the space before the third, completing a single crochet. 1, 2. Skip 1, 2, and before the third we're going to go into that space and complete a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 1, skip 2, and right here before the third into that space, complete a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2, before the third we're going to go into that space and complete a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2, and into that space before the third we're going to complete a single crochet. Chain 2. I'm going to be adding music to this video, and I don't know if you could hear it or not, but my little puppy is at the bottom of my feet under where we're recording today, and she's snoring. Skip 2 and go into the space before the third and complete a single crochet. 1, 2, single crochet, 1, 2, single crochet, 1, 2, single crochet, 1, 2, single crochet. We're going to chain 2 one more time, and we're going to single crochet into the top of this chain 3 that we did before we turned for our last row there. There's our single crochet. Okay, we're going to move on again one more time for row 3. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn our work, and we're going to double crochet in the first chain 2 space right there. All right, now just like before, we're just going to place 2 double crochet in each chain 2 space across, 1, 2, no chains in between, 1 and 2, no chains in between, 1 and 2. We're working in those chain 2 spaces. We're not working in any stitches. We're just placing our stitches in the chain 2 spaces from the prior row. So right there, we're going to place 2, 1 and 2. And we're going to work those 2 double crochet till we get to the last chain 2 space. Don't place 2 of them in here. Remember, this is a little different when we get to the end. Let's get there first though. So here we're going to have 2 double crochet in this chain space, 2 double crochet in this chain space, 2 double crochet in this chain space. This block is going to work up nice and quick. I don't know what the sense is in having beautiful music playing when your dog is snoring in the background. So here we are to this last chain 2 space. We're going to double crochet just 1 into that chain 2 space. And right here where this single crochet is, we're going to place a double crochet there, completing that row one more time. So here we are. We've got our little check stitch started. We're going to complete several more rows until we're about 7 inches square, and I'll meet up with you there. Okay, I'm coming to the end of what I'm hoping will be the last row of our row 3 here. Getting here to our last chain 2 space and completing a double crochet, and then a double crochet in our single crochet from the prior round. Not round, but row, you know what I mean. And there we go. Here's our square. Now keep in mind that here at the bottom of your block, of your square, you don't have any chain 2 spaces. This starts off with this row of double crochet. So when you get to the top of your row, you want to make sure that you finish off with a row of the double crochet. Don't finish off, don't make your last row these chain 2 spaces. Make sure that your last row is double crochets. So let's take this square and we're going to match it up here with square number 19 just to see how we are as far as our length. Placing it right here at the bottom. And of course, as I block it, they'll all come together nicely. And then right up here to the top, look at that. Right where we want it to be. So let's move number 19 out of the way there. Now, don't finish off. When you get your square to the size where you need it, don't finish off because you're going to use this same color to complete round 1 of your edging, and I'll put the link up above for the edging video, and then you'll finish it off with whatever color you choose for your joining. So you'll have 2 rounds of edging. Round 1 will always be the same color that you start your blanket square in. So having said that, this one's about done. There's one more thing to do. We have to make sure that we have a tag that we can write on here what block this is, what week it is, and we'll attach it to our block and we'll put it with our others until we're ready to join everything together. So this is week number 31. Can you believe we're at 31? And this is the check stitch. And this is in color C. So I'll attach this to my work and I'll put it with my other blocks and I will see you next week when we get together for block 32 called the Silt Stitch. Until I see you then, take care of yourself, take care of each other, have a blessed day, and thank you so much for joining me here in my craft room for our crochet along today. Bye-bye.